Have you ever wondered why successful people often keep the details of their journeys under wraps? What if the secret to personal and professional growth lies not in sharing every step of the way, but in embracing silence? In a world that encourages constant sharing, it might seem counterintuitive to hold back. But today, we're diving deep into a transformative idea: the powerful philosophy behind never telling people what you do as a strategy for self-improvement. By keeping your ambitions private, you create a protective bubble for your ideas, shielding them from external judgment, unnecessary opinions, and the pressure to meet others' expectations. When you withhold your plans from the world, you cultivate a space for focus and resilience. Free from the noise of validation or criticism, you can refine your vision and work diligently toward your goals. Silence allows you to build confidence in your abilities, and with every step forward, your momentum grows. This isn't about hiding or being secretive. It's about honoring your journey by prioritizing action over words. Imagine nurturing your dreams in a quiet, intentional way, allowing them to develop fully before revealing them to the world. Think of it like planting a seed. If you constantly dig it up to show others its progress, it might never take root. But when you let it grow undisturbed, it can flourish into something far greater than you imagined. In this video, we'll explore the profound benefits of privacy in your personal and professional growth. We'll discuss why speaking less about your plans doesn't mean you're doing less. In fact, it often means you're doing more. You'll learn how keeping your ambitions to yourself can improve your focus, increase your resilience, and help you achieve success that speaks louder than any words ever could. But why is this idea so powerful? Because when you stop looking outward for validation and instead focus inward, you align with what truly matters: your own progress and fulfillment. You release the need to prove yourself to others and channel that energy into meaningful action. The result? Achievements that resonate deeply, not just with you, but with the world, because they're built on a foundation of intentional effort. If this message resonates with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone who could benefit from embracing the power of silence in their journey. And before you go any further, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. By subscribing, you're joining a growing community of individuals committed to self-improvement, intentional living, and finding strength in simplicity. Hit the notification bell so you'll never miss a new video packed with insights to transform your life. Remember, silence doesn't mean absence. It means presence. It means being fully present in your efforts without the distraction of external noise. As you navigate your own path, consider what it would mean to protect your dreams, nurture them in private, and reveal them only when they're ready to shine. So, are you ready to unlock the power of keeping your dreams to yourself? Ready to embrace this simple but transformative shift that can pave the way for your greatest achievements? Stick with us as we explore practical ways to apply this philosophy in your life. Together, we'll learn how to create a space where your ideas can thrive, your confidence can grow, and your success can speak for itself. Let's dive in and uncover the transformative potential of keeping your ambitions under wraps. Get ready to take the first step toward building a life of intentionality, resilience, and profound success. Number 1. The power of privacy. In a world dominated by oversharing, the most powerful thing you can do is to remain silent about your plans. Silence isn't a sign of insecurity or weakness. Instead, it is a reflection of your strength and understanding that personal growth requires space free from judgment, opinions, and the expectations of others. When you keep your goals to yourself, you give yourself the freedom to explore, to fail, and to evolve, without the weight of external pressures Many of us are conditioned to believe that sharing our ambitions will garner support, accountability, or perhaps even motivation. However, this constant need for validation can also expose us to the negativity, doubts, and skepticism of others. Picture a seed planted in the earth. If it's constantly exposed to the elements before it's ready, it may never fully sprout. Similarly, your aspirations need time to take root. Protected from the harsh winds of public opinion, consider under the example of J.K. Rowling, the creator of Harry Potter, before the world knew her name. Rowling spent years writing the first book, in complete silence, not revealing her grand vision to anyone, by keeping her project private. She created a safe environment for her ideas to grow free from criticism or discouragement. She could make mistakes, revise and rethink her story without feeling the pressure of public scrutiny. Had she shared her dream early on, would she have been able to persist through the rejections and outs? Likely not. This choice to keep her work a secret allowed Rowling the freedom to bring her vision to life, unburdened by the opinions of others. This philosophy aligns deeply with the teachings of Stoicism. According to Stoic thought, external opinions and judgments are outside of our control, and we should not rely on them for validation. Stoics believe that focusing on what we can control, our actions, thoughts, and responses, brings peace and growth. By keeping certain aspects of our lives private, we maintain control over our personal development. Take the Stoic philosopher Epictetus, for example. He advised his followers to act with quiet resolve, emphasizing that the opinions of others should never dictate one's path. When you shield your goals from external influence, you reduce the risk of being swayed by the crowd, allowing your actions to align solely with your values and intentions. Imagine a personal goal you hold dear. Perhaps you aim to launch a business, write a book, or master a new skill. Sharing this goal with others might initially spark enthusiasm, but over time, doubts or unsolicited advice could cloud your vision. The fear of judgment may cause you to alter your course, prematurely straying from the path that was right for you. However, if you allow yourself to work in private, you remain the sole driver of your journey, developing your ideas organically without interference. A practical example is the entrepreneur who builds their startup quietly, without fanfare. They avoid the temptation of early publicity, instead focusing on refining their product, testing the market, and learning from failures in the background. When they finally reveal their business to the world, it's strong, resilient, and ready to face criticism because it has grown under their careful, unexposed guidance. This concept is echoed in the modern interpretation of Stoic philosophy, which suggests that by managing what is within our control and keeping private the things that are not yet ready for the world, we give ourselves the greatest chance for success. Actionable insight. The next time you set a personal goal, experiment with keeping it private for a while. By not announcing it prematurely, you create a mental space that fosters focus and internal motivation, which can propel you toward achievement. Without the distraction of external opinions, embrace the power of privacy and watch how your goals flourish, much like a seed nurtured in the quiet earth. In conclusion, the Stoics will right control what you can and let go of what you cannot in doing. So you reclaim power over your personal growth. Privacy is not isolation, it is freedom. It grants you the space to reflect, to build, and to succeed. So, if you find yourself on the brink of revealing your next big ambition, ask yourself, would my growth benefit from a little more privacy? If the answer is yes, keep your silence and watch as your journey unfolds in ways you never imagined. Number 2. The focus factor. Have you ever wondered why you tend to achieve your goals more effectively when you keep them to yourself? The answer lies in the power of focus. When we don't share our plans, we can direct our energy fully toward achieving them, free from the distractions of outside opinions. This idea aligns deeply with Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes focusing on what we can control, our actions and thoughts, and ignoring external factors like other people's opinions or judgments. Imagine you're running a marathon around you. The crowd is cheering and there's a cacophony of noise, people offering advice, comments, or encouragement. But none of this matters. Your only focus is on the path ahead and the finish line. You tune out all distractions because in that moment, what matters is your own performance, not the external noise. This focus, undisturbed by outside interference, makes the difference between reaching your goal and getting sidetracked by the chaos around you. When we share our goals prematurely, we invite feedback and opinions that often shift our focus. While these opinions may be well-meaning, they can create doubt or cause us to second-guess our original path. Suddenly, instead of being laser-focused on our goal, we're managing the expectations of others, which dilutes our energy and divides our attention. Consider the Stoic approach of keeping our plans private. Stoicism teaches us to focus only on what we can control, our actions, decisions, and perseverance, while dismissing external influences that are beyond our control. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected Stoic philosophy, embodied this mindset throughout his reign. As a Roman emperor, Marcus Aurelius faced numerous challenges, including wars and plagues. Yet he maintained a calm, focused mind by keeping his personal reflections private in meditations. He didn't seek public validation for his thoughts or goals, which allowed him to maintain complete focus on his responsibilities. Similarly, in the marathon example, the runner who focuses solely on the race, ignoring the cheers, the comments, and the crowd, has a far better chance of success. This focused mindset allows them to maintain their pace and energy without being influenced by outside distractions. Compare this to a runner who spends energy engaging with the crowd or worrying about the opinions of others. Their concentration falters and they risk losing sight of the goal altogether. The Stoics believe that true success comes from inner drive, not from seeking approval. By keeping our goals private, we maintain control over our focus, ensuring that we are driven by our own motivations and not distracted by the expectations of others. This clarity of purpose enables us to make progress without being derailed by outside pressures. Now let's return to the real-world example of a marathon runner. Picture someone who shares their training goals with friends, family, and on social media. They might receive advice, some encouragement, or even criticism. All this feedback, though perhaps helpful, can create an added layer of pressure or cause them to question their original plan. In contrast, a runner who keeps their goal to themselves can train quietly, focusing only on their progress and discipline. They have no need to meet external expectations, only their own. Now it's your turn to take action. Create a list of the goals you want to achieve, but keep them to yourself. Let your silence be a shield protecting your focus and determination. By doing so, you will find that you are better equipped to reach your objectives, as you will be guided by your own inner motivation, just as the Stoics have always taught. In the end, the power of focus lies in keeping your goals private, allowing you to fully concentrate on the process without being pulled in different directions by external influences. If you find yourself easily distracted by others, it's time to embrace the Stoic practice of silence and let your achievements speak for themselves. Number 3. Self-confidence and inner strength. You don't need anyone's approval to follow your dream. Your self-confidence and inner strength are enough in a world where validation often comes from external sources. It's easy to fall into the trap of seeking others' recognition as the benchmark for our success. However, real growth and strength come from within, and learning to rely on your own judgment rather than the opinions of others is the key to true empowerment. We are often conditioned to believe that external affirmation will fuel our progress. Yet, the Stoic philosophers remind us that this is a flawed mindset. According to Stoicism, we cannot control the actions or opinions of others, and so we should not allow them to dictate the direction of our lives. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most famous Stoics, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This profound statement teaches us that inner strength is cultivated by focusing on what we can control, our thoughts, actions, and decisions. Consider the story of Vincent van Gogh, a man who pursued his passion without never receiving external validation. Van Gogh, during his lifetime, was largely unrecognized and sold only a few paintings. Yet he continued to paint with relentless passion and an unwavering belief in his art. He wasn't driven by fame or the need for recognition. Rather, it was his internal drive and belief in his vision that kept him going. It wasn't until after his death that his work was celebrated as some of the greatest in art history. This is a perfect example of how inner confidence and strength can push you forward, even when the world around you doesn't provide the approval you may seek. Stoicism emphasizes resilience in self-discipline, principles that can greatly enhance self-confidence. Epictetus, another Stoic philosopher, encouraged individuals to seek strength within themselves rather than relying on external sources. By embracing the Stoic mindset, we learn that inner strength grows when we let go of the need for approval, realizing that we alone are responsible for our growth and success in modern life. This philosophy still holds immense value. Imagine you have a personal goal, whether it's launching a business, mastering a new skill, or pursuing an artistic passion. If you constantly look for validation from others, you risk diluting your focus and passion. Instead, the path to confidence and success lies in nurturing your inner belief. Just as Van Gogh did, trusting in your abilities and letting your work speak for itself over time. The next time you set a goal, challenge yourself to keep it private for a while. Instead of seeking external approval, rely on your inner strength to carry you forward. Embrace the teachings of the Stoics. Control what you can, let go of what you can't, and allow your confidence to grow from within. This approach not only fosters independence, but also cultivates an unshakable foundation of self-belief, paving the way for true success. In conclusion, self-confidence and inner strength are cultivated when we stop relying on others for validation. Drawing from the wisdom of Stoicism, we learn that real power comes from within. So if you've been holding back on pursuing something because you're afraid of judgment, now is the time to step forward, trust yourself, and let your inner strength guide you. Number 4. Actions speak louder than words. Words can inspire or motivate, but they are fleeting. It is action that brings lasting impact and real change. This coronet of Stoicism, prioritizing action over rhetoric, remains highly relevant today. In fact, the Stoics would argue that talking about what we intend to do or seeking validation for our plans can actually be counterproductive. Real progress comes not from endless discussion of promises, but from quietly working toward our goals day by day, with discipline and persistence. At the heart of Stoic thought is the concept of controlling what is within our power. According to the Stoic philosophers like Epictetus and Marcus Aurelius, we have control over our actions, but not over the opinions or reactions of others. Stoicism encourages us to focus on what we can control: our behaviors, choices, and responses to external events. Words, on the other hand, often lie outside our control. We cannot predict how others will interpret or react to what we say, and this unpredictability can distract us from what is truly important. Taking deliberate action, one of the fundamental principles of Stoicism is that virtue is demonstrated through actions, not just through words or intentions. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most influential Stoics, emphasized this idea when he wrote, "It is not what you say, but what you do that defines you." The Stoics believe that virtue defined as excellence in character, wisdom, justice, courage, and moderation can only be practiced through actions. A person who constantly speaks of wanting to be good or virtuous, but does not practice these values in their daily life, is not living according to Stoic ideals. Epictetus, another major figure in Stoicism, went even further to stress that philosophical wisdom must be put into practice. It is not enough to philosophize or speak eloquently about what is right. What matters is how we live. Epictetus famously said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This statement captures the Stoic belief that actions are the true measure of a person's character and commitment to virtue. Talking about change or discussing ideals is not the same as taking steps to live according to those ideals. To further illustrate this, imagine two individuals who both have dreams of starting a business. The first person spends months, even years, talking about their ideas, sharing their grand vision with friends, posting on social media, and engaging in endless discussions about what they intend to achieve. But that's where their efforts stop, at the level of words. The second person, on the other hand, says little about their plans, but quietly works behind the scenes. They research their market, develop a business plan, and gradually begin to build their business without fanfare in the end, while the first person remains stuck in the cycle of talking and planning. The second person has made tangible progress toward their goal. The difference between the two lies in action. One talks, while the other does. This scenario aligns perfectly with the Stoic philosophy. The Stoics would regard the first person as someone wasting their time on what is beyond their control, the opinions and approval of others, while neglecting what is within their control, their own actions. Meanwhile, the second person exemplifies Stoic principles by focusing on what they can actively do and thus making real progress toward their goal. Furthermore, the Stoics placed great value on practice, or the application of knowledge through action. They believe that knowledge without action is meaningless. A person may have all the wisdom in the world, but if they do not apply that wisdom to their life through consistent virtuous actions, their knowledge is empty. This distinction between knowing and doing is critical in Stoic thought. For example, one might talk endlessly about justice, fairness, and self-discipline, but unless they embody these values in their behavior, they are not truly living a Stoic life. Stoicism teaches that our actions, not our words, reveal our true character. The modern world, particularly with the rise of social media, often encourages the opposite, sharing our thoughts, plans, and dreams with others before they have even taken form. However, this need for validation can be a distraction from actually achieving those dreams. The Stoics would argue that by keeping our focus on action and avoiding the lure of public approval, we become more resilient and disciplined. This practice not only allows us to progress toward our goals, but also strengthens our inner character. Take, for instance, the example of a student who wants to achieve a high level of physical fitness. Instead of telling everyone about their workout routine or their plans to get in shape, they could choose the Stoic approach, silently and consistently working out day after day without seeking attention or praise. Over time, their actions will speak for themselves as their strength and fitness improve. The Stoics believe that results visible through action are the only true testament to one's efforts. Words alone cannot achieve this transformation. So what can we learn from Stoicism when it comes to achieving our goals? Instead of talking about what we want to do or seeking approval from others, we should focus on taking specific, concrete actions to move forward. Challenge yourself to choose one goal, and without sharing it with anyone, begin working on it today. Whether it's learning a new skill, pursuing a passion, or improving a personal quality, let your actions, not your words, define your journey As the Stoics believed, true growth comes not from what we say, but from what we do. Number 5. Connection through respect. In today's hyper-connected world where personal information is freely shared and constantly displayed, practicing restraint in what we reveal can build an aura of respect and curiosity around us. This not only makes us more intriguing, but also fosters deeper, more meaningful connections. According to the principles of Stoicism, one of the most important aspects of personal development is mastering self-control and understanding that what we do and say should align with our higher values. By limiting what we share, we demonstrate discipline, focus, and self-respect, qualities that naturally attract others and create authentic relationships based on respect rather than superficial exchanges. The Stoics emphasize that we should not rely on external validation for our sense of worth. For the Stoics, true power lies in self-mastery, knowing what to share, when to share it, and most importantly, understanding that we do not need to seek approval from others. Marcus Aurelius, one of the key figures in Stoic philosophy, often discussed the importance of controlling our words and thoughts in his meditations. He reminds us that you have power over your mind. Not outside events realize this, and you will find strength. This means that our inner state should not be swayed by external circumstances or the opinions of others. By choosing not to disclose every detail about ourselves, we maintain control over how we are perceived, creating space for respect to develop naturally. The Stoic practice of self. Rhyme or temperance is the art of moderation in all aspects of life, including how we communicate with others. Temperance teaches us that restraint and sharing can create a more meaningful and lasting impact. When we hold back, we create a sense of mystery and dignity around ourselves. People respect those who do not feel the need to boast or constantly share their achievements. Instead, those who speak thoughtfully and selectively are often viewed as more trustworthy and respectable because their words carry weight and significance. This leads us to another key Stoic idea, the concept of practice or action over words. The Stoics believe that actions are more important than words in defining who we are. You can talk endlessly about your values, your ambitions, or your achievements, but unless you live by those values and take real steps toward your goals, your words are meaningless. Silence, or at least discretion, often speaks louder than any explanation. It gives you the freedom to act without the burden of others' expectations and judgments, allowing you to cultivate respect through what you do not, what you say. To understand this better, let's consider a modern example of how discretion can foster connection and respect. Think about successful leaders or influential figures. You admire the most respected leaders, whether in business, politics, or personal development, are often those who reveal little about their personal lives or strategic plans. For example, consider the approach of Jeff Bezos, founder of Amazon. Bezos did not spend his early years as an entrepreneur broadcasting every idea or milestone on social media. Instead, he quietly built Amazon step by step, revealing only what was necessary and letting the success of the company speak for itself. This created an air of intrigue and respect around him as a business leader, showing that actions far more than words are the true measure of success. Stoicism offers numerous historical examples to illustrate this concept. K.O. The younger one of the most renowned Stoic figures was famous for his unyielding commitment to virtue and moral integrity. He was a man of few words, but many meaningful actions. K.O. believed that living in accordance with virtue was more important than declaring one's principles out loud. His reputation for steadfastness and wisdom grew not because he constantly spoke of his virtues, but because he consistently lived them. This kind of respect rooted in silent action is a hallmark of Stoic thinking. People are drawn to those who exhibit quiet strength and unspoken confidence, qualities that are cultivated through restraint and focus, not through excessive self-disclosure. Another aspect of Stoic philosophy that reinforces this idea is the emphasis on ataraxia, or tranquility. The Stoics believe that to achieve true inner peace, we must detach ourselves from the need for external validation and approval. When we are constantly talking about ourselves, our work, our goals, our achievements, we often seek reassurance or recognition from others. This dependency on external approval can disturb our inner calm. However, when we practice silence and limit our self-disclosure, we free ourselves from the expectations and judgments of others, preserving our peace of mind. The result is a deeper sense of respect from those around us, who recognize that we are not driven by the need for external validation, but by inner conviction in modern life. This approach can be highly beneficial in both professional and personal relationships. For instance, in networking events or social gatherings, there is often an implicit pressure to talk about our achievements in work. However, if you approach these situations with a mindset of quiet confidence, focusing more on listening than speaking, you will likely find that others are more drawn to you. People respect those who do not feel the need to overshare or prove themselves through words. Instead, they are intrigued by those who maintain a sense of mystery and discretion, prompting them to want to learn more. This curiosity born from respect can be a powerful foundation for building stronger connections. In your next meeting or social interaction, resist the urge to talk about your work or personal life in detail. Instead, focus on listening and allowing others to discover you. Gradually, by holding back, you create a space of curiosity and respect, inviting deeper connections to form. As the Stoics taught, true power and respect come from within, and by practicing self-control, you cultivate a sense of mystery that naturally attracts others. Let your actions and your presence speak louder than your words. In short, in today's world, where oversharing has become the norm, keeping quiet about your personal plans can be your most powerful secret weapon. We've explored how privacy provides the space needed for personal growth, and how focus allows you to block out the noise of others' opinions, maintaining clarity on your own path. Likewise, inner confidence and strength, rather than relying on external validation, are essential to moving forward without wavering. As we've discussed, actions speak louder than words, and by embracing silence and honoring your own journey, you'll set yourself up for deeper, more meaningful success. But the theory becomes even more compelling when illustrated through real-life stories. Let's take a look at the journey of Jack, a man determined to become a novelist by keeping his plans a secret. He protected his dreams from criticism and eventually achieved success. Through perseverance and unwavering focus on his true goals, Jack sat by the window of his favorite cafe, where golden sunlight streamed through the leaves, casting shimmering patches of light on the worn wooden table. He was lost in his writing, his mind flowing with vivid images of the world he had always cherished at 30. His dream of becoming a novelist lay deep within him like a small seed waiting for the right moment to sprout. But why had he chosen to keep this dream hidden? Not long ago, Jack had decided to share his novel's concept with a close friend. "I'm writing a story about dreams that never come true," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement, but the response was cold and cutting. "Will anyone even read it?" His friend's words sliced through his enthusiasm, leaving him shaken and filled with doubt. From that moment on, Jack retreated into his private world. He sought solace in silence, where his inner voice rang louder and clearer than ever. In the stillness of the cafe, he transformed it into a sanctuary for his thoughts. He listened to his soul, embracing every pain and buried desire, turning them into written pages each day. Jack transformed his silence into strength, He understood that sharing too early about his dreams made them vulnerable. In a way, silence became his loyal companion, helping him build a solid foundation for a promising future, instead of fervently seeking recognition from others. Jack chose to invest time in perfecting his craft. He penned each line, each word, unconcerned about whether the outside world would understand. One afternoon, while overhearing a conversation about a renowned author, a surge of determination welled up inside him. "They've won this award. That accolade, could I ever achieve something like that?" A wave of discouragement began to creep in, but then the image of seeds buried in the earth flashed before his eyes. Every author had their own journey, and the price of success was not comparison, but authenticity. After months of tireless dedication and quiet perseverance, Jack finally held his debut novel in his hands. It wasn't just a collection of words bound together. It was a piece of his soul, meticulous LL, crafted through sleepless nights and whispered dreams. The time had come to unveil his creation, and he chose the cafe, the very place where his initial ideas first blossomed on crumpled napkins. On the day of the book launch, the cafe buzzed with anticipation, its familiar aroma of coffee mingling with the sweet scent of pastries. As he stepped onto the small stage, a wave of nerves washed over him, but as his gaze swept across the faces in the crowd, friends, family who shared in his moment, he felt an unfamiliar surge of confidence. "This is the book one been quietly writing for the past year," Jack declared, his voice steady and filled with pride. The room fell silent, eager to hear his story. In that moment he realized that he no longer needed to shy away from questions about his dreams. He had transformed his silence into strength. Jack's journey had taught him that focus was vital. Each word he penned drew him closer to his goal, free from distractions, and in the cacophony of doubt, he reflected on the late nights spent immersed in his characters' lives, the early mornings filled with the hum of his typewriter. It wasn't merely about crafting a novel. It was about honing his craft and embracing the vulnerability that came with creation. As he shared snippets of his book, Jack recounted the struggles of his protagonist, a character that mirrored his own challenges. The laughter and tears echoed through the cafe, drawing everyone closer. He realized that his actions, his commitment to writing, spoke volumes more than any words of self-doubt ever could. The crowd responded with applause, their respect for him deepening with every heartfelt moment. The launch continued, and as the conversation flowed, Jack felt a profound connection with his audience. Their laughter, curiosity, and admiration were powerful affirmations of his journey. This was the ripple effect of living authentically. By embracing his path, he inspired others to pursue their dreams without fear. When the evening came to a close and the last of the guests had left, Jack lingered, basking in the warmth of his success. The journey had not been without its trials, but every step had been worth it. He had transformed from a silent dreamer into a bold author, standing firmly in his truth. As he looked at the empty chairs and the remnants of the celebration, Jack felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had learned that while dreams may start in silence, they blossom beautifully when nurtured with love, action, and resilience. And now his story was ready to take flight, prepared to inspire others who dared to dream in the heart of that bustling cafe, amidst the echoes of laughter and applause. Jack knew he had not only shared his book, but had also gifted a piece of himself, a reminder that the most powerful stories are born from the quietest moments. Jack sat by the window of his favorite cafe, where golden sunlight streamed through the leaves, casting shimmering patches of light on the worn wooden table. He was lost in his writing, his mind flowing with vivid images of the world he had always cherished at 30. His dream of becoming a novelist lay deep within him, like a small seed waiting for the right moment to sprout. But why had he chosen to keep this dream hidden? Not long ago, Jack had decided to share his novel's concept with a close friend. "I'm writing a story about dreams that never come true," he said, his eyes sparkling with excitement. But the response was cold and cutting. Will anyone would even read it? His friend's words sliced through his enthusiasm, leaving him shaken and filled with doubt. From that moment on, Jack retreated into his private world. He sought solace in silence, where his inner voice rang louder and clearer than ever. In the stillness of the cafe, he transformed it into a sanctuary for his thoughts. He listened to his soul, embracing every pain and buried desire, turning them into written pages. Each day, Jack transformed his silence into strength. He understood that sharing too early about his dreams made them vulnerable. In a way, silence became his loyal companion, helping him build a solid foundation for a promising future. Instead of fervently seeking recognition from others, Jack chose to invest time in perfecting his craft. He pinned each line, each word, unconcerned about whether the outside world would understand. One afternoon, while overhearing a conversation about a renowned author, a surge of determination welled up inside him. They won this award, that accolade. Could I ever achieve something like that? A wave of discouragement began to creep in, but then the image of seeds buried in the earth flashed before his eyes. Every author had their own journey, and the price of success was not comparison, but authenticity. After months of tireless dedication and quiet perseverance, Jack finally held his debut novel. In his hands, it wasn't just a collection of words bound together. It was a piece of his soul, meticulous lie crafted through sleepless nights and whispered dreams. The time had come to unveil his creation, and he chose the cafe, the very place where his initial ideas first blossomed on crumpled napkins on the day of the book launch. The cafe buzzed with anticipation, its familiar aroma of coffee mingling with the sweet scent of pastries. As he stepped onto the small stage, a wave of nerves washed over him, but as his gaze swept across the faces in the crowd, friends, family, and strangers who shared in his moment, he felt an unfamiliar surge of confidence. This is the book one been quietly writing for the past year. Jack declared, his voice steady and filled with pride. The room fell silent, eager to hear his story. In that moment, he realized that he no longer needed to shy away from questions about his dreams. He had transformed his silence into strength. Jack's journey had taught him that focus was vital. Each word he penned drew him closer to his goal. Free from distractions and doubt, he reflected on the late nights spent immersed in his characters' lives, the early mornings filled with the hum of his typewriter. It wasn't merely about crafting a novel, it was about honing his craft and embracing the vulnerability that came with creation. As he shared snippets of his book, Jack recounted the struggles of his protagonist, a character that mirrored his own challenges. The laughter and tears echoed through the cafe, drawing everyone closer. He realized that his actions, his commitment to writing, spoke volumes more than any words of self-doubt ever could. The crowd responded with applause, their respect for him deepening with every heartfelt moment. The launch continued, and as the conversation flowed, Jack felt a profound connection with his audience. Their laughter, curiosity, and admiration were powerful affirmations of his journey. This was the ripple effect of living authentically by embracing his path. He inspired others to pursue their dreams without fear. When the evening came to a close and the last of the guests had left, Jack lingered, basking in the warmth of his success. The journey had not been without its trials, but every step had been worth it. He had transformed from a silent dreamer into a bold author, standing firmly in his truth as he looked at the empty chairs and the remnants of the celebration. Jack felt a deep sense of gratitude. He had learned that while dreams may start in silence, they blossom beautifully when nurtured with love, action, and resilience. And now his story was ready to take flight, prepared to inspire others who dared to dream in the heart of that bustling cafe, amidst the echoes of laughter and applause. Jack knew he had not only shared his book, but had also gifted a piece of himself. A reminder that the most powerful stories are born from the quietest moments. In conclusion, keeping your goals private is a powerful strategy for personal growth and success. It allows you to focus, build resilience, and evolve free from outside judgment. I encourage you to take immediate action. Apply what you've learned today by keeping your next big goal a secret, and share your experiences in the comments below. As we end, consider this. What will you keep secret next in your life? If you like this video, please comment with the #1, share it, and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic insights. Thank you for watching.